Hello and welcome to The Villain Was Right, the podcast where we look at movie and TV shows from the villain's perspective and dare to ask, were they really all that bad? I'm your host, Craig Fay.
And I'm your host, Rebecca Reeds.
And this week on the podcast, in honor of the new Fantastic Four movie, we're diving back to the one of the originals.
To the old,
I don't know.
The other one.
I don't know how many of these.
A different one.
2005, Fantastic Four.
It's the one I remember.
Yeah, the modern one. Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, before he was Captain America. Yeah.
Just you
Michael
named them all.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis.
And end of list.
And Julia McMahon, who recently passed away, R.I.P.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going to defend it. Yeah, that's sad.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Starting this episode off on the right foot.
R.I.P. Okay.
Whatever. So, yeah, you remember this movie, obviously.
I certainly do.
Yeah.
It was very much, I was 15 when it came out. Mm-hmm. And I think this is exactly a movie for a 15-year-old.
Yep, I think it was coming hot on the heels of Spider-Man, possibly Spider-Man 2 even at that point.
And Jessica Alba was like, peak hotness.
Yep.
Just the peak of everything. Yep. Although I think they did her dirty in this movie, but we'll get into that.
Honestly, though, I really like the casting in this movie. Like Michael Chiklis as the Thing is inspired casting.
Yes.
From The Shield and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Doom, Victor Von Doom, I thought was excellent.
Oh, he was great. Yeah. He was great in this. He played a bad guy excellently.
Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and honestly, watching this movie, I'm like, this was simultaneously, and I have watched it like semi-recently because I was on the Hate It But I Love It episode of Fantastic Four, but it is simultaneously like worse and better than I remember it.
Yeah, that seems fair.
There's like moments of it where I'm like, this, I don't really care about this. And then there's other moments where I'm like, oh, well, that was cool though. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not the worst Fantastic Four by a mile.
No. And I think this might be the only one I've actually seen. I didn't see the Silver Surfer and I didn't see Fan Four Stick.
I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them, and this is the only one I remember. Isn't that?
Yeah, because I would say if this movie suffers from anything, it's kind of there being low to no stakes.
Yeah. Although what I do like is there's not, and I feel like a lot of movies do this now where it's weighed down with all this backstory. I think this movie actually does a good job of giving us quick backstory.
Yes.
Quick, let's get into it. They get their powers very quickly. I don't have to wait for the whole movie for them to get their powers and come together as a team. I get that there's conflict within the team, and it does take them the whole movie to kind of really become a team, but they kind of start as one as well.
Yes.
So I think this movie does do a good job of certain things.
Yeah.
And one of those is getting the backstory out quickly so we can get to the action.
Move on.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, if you have not seen this version of the Fantastic Four, basically it starts with our hero, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, as he will become known. Basically there's going to be like some solar flare or some radiation or something that they want to go study. NASA has turned him and Ben Grimm down. They're not going to fly him up there. So they go to their old friend / college roommate. I don't know what. They know each other. Victor Von Doom, who runs a very big, very successful company, and they're like, listen, there's all this science that we can learn from this. Can you take us up on your spaceship to your space station so that we can study this thing properly? And he goes like, yeah, sure, but I get 75% of all the patents. And they're like, that's highway robbery. And he's like, 25% of billions of dollars is still enough to save the world. You're using all my stuff, which I'm going to hang my hat on pretty hard there. Anyway, so they go up, and wouldn't you know it, Reed Richards has somehow fucked up and miscalculated the thing, and the solar flare or whatever it is gets there sooner. Ben is still out in the EVA spacesuit when it hits, so him, Sue Storm, Reed Richards all go to help him get this huge blast of radiation. Dr. Doom also on the space station. but is supposedly shielded, although that doesn't actually matter, which again will come in handy later.
Oh, yeah,
will be
that's
very
gonna be
important later.
Yeah.
And basically, they come back to Earth and they're like, we're all in isolation just to make sure that we're all okay, but we all seem to survive okay. And what do you know? They start developing superpowers. So Reed Richards ends up being like an Elasto Man. He can stretch and whatever. Chris Evans, Johnny Storm, ends up being like the Human Torch. He's the Human Torch. He sets himself on fire and was denied a bank loan. It was going to happen at some point in this episode.
It had to.
Sue Storm becomes like the Invisible Woman, able to do like force fields, but also like make herself invisible. And Ben Grime, probably worst of all, gets turned into the Thing, the big rocky creature, and his wife freaks out and runs away from him. And he spends the rest of the movie being like, you got to turn me back. And Reed Richards is like, I'm going to do everything I can to help you. And he kind of drags his heels a little bit on it, but is still working very hard. And they basically put themselves in seclusion to try and make sure that their powers don't hurt anybody, which is a real bold choice for a superhero movie to be like, we're not going to use our superpowers. And meanwhile, because of the disaster, like Von Doom is like having investors pull out of his company because his space station's ruined and they lost a lot of money and his IPO is suffering. And he was proposing to Sue Storm when the Thing hit.
Whoa.
And she like basically then disappears on him for a while and goes back to like shacking up with Reed Richards. And so he's losing all his money. His company's going bankrupt. He's lost his fiance. And he also discovers that he has basically like electrical powers and his skin is turning into metal.
Yep.
So even though like he was supposedly fine, he was actually affected by it. And he goes a little nuts and he steals a rocket launcher and then basically uses his like energy powers to like supercharge the cure machine, as I'll call it.
The cure machine
that Reed Richards had been bringing, and changes. There's a big fallout because like Dr. Doom convinces the Thing that Reed isn't working hard enough to like turn him back. And then Von Doom supercharges the change back machine. And then he's like, great, now with the Thing out of the way, I can finally kill Reed Richards. And he shoots a rocket launcher at him. And then there's kind of a showdown on the street. And the Human Torch makes him really hot. And then they douse him with water. And that's it.
Yep.
That's the movie. There's a couple extra stunts in there.
No, we got it.
We're
good. We got it. You nailed it. Awesome. And obviously, I think quite obviously, our villain is the Doom Man himself.
Von Dooms.
Yeah.
Von
Doomskis.
I like with a name. Of all the people who don't need a nickname, it's like, what do we call this? What do we call this super villain called Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom, the Doomski,
the Doommeister,
making metal.
That's so dumb. Guys, it is so hot in Toronto right now. It is so goddamn hot. I just need you to prepare yourself for absolute silliness and nonsense because I have a feeling that most of this episode is going to be
this is going to be a caffeine fuoned heat stroke.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Get ready for your acid trip. Okay, prepare yourself. I honestly watched this movie and thought, what a slam dunk.
Yeah,
what a slam dunk for villain is absolutely correct.
Right.
At every point, and I'm going to argue every single thing he does. I don't give a shit.
Yes, and I made a point to say that this movie suffers a little bit from low stakes.
Yes.
Because it is essentially just a personal revenge flick.
Yep.
And I think that we need to give credit to a man named Victor Von Doom with the ability to have metal skin and to control electricity, as is my understanding, to not become a super villain. He was just a regular kind of villain.
He was just a regular kind of villain.
He could have gone super villain and chose to just be like garden level, street level villain.
Absolutely. He goes, you stole my girl.
Yes,
you
that's
stole my girl, and now it's on.
Money, and you took some of my money.
And now it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. Yeah. Yes, he is very obviously the villain, and I think we can go we got to start at our beginning. Okay?
I agree.
Normally we don't go super chronological, but we do need to start at the beginning for this one, I think. Because I think this is one of the most important parts of our of the villain's lore, like why he's right here.
Yes.
Okay, so number one, they used to be colleagues, and I cannot tell you how fucking annoying that is to call somebody up. It's like, hey, we haven't talked in a very long time, but we went to school together, and can you do me a favor? That felt like the text that women get, where it's like, hey, bestie, I've got a great skincare product for you that maybe you could sell too. Maybe it's going to be a great business opportunity for both of us. Now, him being a good businessman, he goes, I actually think he has something here.
Because Reed Richards is very rarely wrong.
That's what he says. And he does say that. He goes, this guy's never wrong. He just sometimes doesn't know what he has. So as a businessman, I'm going to take, hopefully, advantage of that. But it doesn't go without risk. It's not even really an advantage. You came to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not setting unrealistic terms here. You have no money. You're bankrupt. You're coming to me. These are the terms. You can say no. And you don't.
Because you need a space shuttle and a space station, which I will say, very expensive pieces of equipment. Right? Like that's not a can I borrow the Civic for the weekend, Dad?
I had a feeling when I was walking in here that you were going to have some hard takes on Fantastic Four.
You know what the thing that upset me the most about the space scene, though? They didn't show the spaceship launching. And I'm like, in an action movie, of all, like, maybe they ran out of special effects.
It never even entered my brain that was a problem. That's hilarious.
I was like, there's nothing more exciting than a space launch. Everyone wants to see. Anyway, all right.
Craig, you're adorable.
I'm all worked
you're
up.
You're adorable.
Show me the rocket launch.
Show me the rocket. You're so cute. I love that. It at no point occurred to me that was a problem.
All right, fair enough.
I was like, oh yeah, we're moving. Let's get to it. We don't need to have a big discussion.
Okay, I will.
We don't have to do the law. None of it. We're here.
And you're right. 2 minutes shorter, or do we get to see a space shuttle launch? I'm gonna probably vote for 2 minutes shorter.
Let's get snappy on it.
You know what I mean? You know how people get to space.
Yes, we've seen it. We get it. Okay. It's like vehicle fireworks. I don't need it. Okay, right. I don't care. I'm bored. Let's go. Especially if nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? They're going to get there, no problems. So they get up there. Okay. And I got to tell you, and this is one of those scenes where I go, okay, I think we needed to take another crack at the draft. Okay. Because to me, it doesn't make any sense what happens here because, okay, they've miscalculated. The cloud's coming too fast at them. This radiation.
6 minutes instead of 7 hours.
That's how we've moved a decimal somewhere, okay? We've moved a decimal.
No, you're right.
That's all this happened. Yeah. Okay, we moved a decimal somewhere, okay?
Oh shit, that's minutes.
That's ohs. Read it wrong. Okay, no problem, all right? So here's the thing. When they're like, okay, put up the shields, and they're like, no, don't put up the shields, he's still out there. Okay, so number one, there's no way, they've already established there's no way to get him back in here really in time, okay?
Yes.
I'm just going to call her Jessica Alba. I'm so sorry. Sue Storm, sorry. Sue, she's like, well, I can at least try. You're not even close. You can do nothing. All you're doing is being another body in the way. Literally, when she gets got, she's running down a hallway towards them.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to do anything. It's madness. Put up the shields. Absolutely put up the shields. He's not wrong.
He's not. And this sequence of events, like this happens all within like, I want to say 30 seconds to like a minute
Yes.
of the movie, or maybe
It's
5
very
minutes.
fast.
tops.
It's quick.
But let's go over the sequence of events. So Reed Richards so Ben is going out into the spacesuit to like rig up the experiment so it's exposed to space. Fine. Reed Richards goes on the computer and gets a sudden warning that it's 6 minutes, not 7 hours. First of all, it takes a minute to get from the sun to Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. They would have had a little more warning than 6 minutes.
Don't tell you, they moved to decimal.
They moved to decimal, 100%. Although actually, another thing, but I think maybe it takes 8 minutes to get from the sun to the Earth at the speed of light. So maybe not.
Ooh.
So maybe not. Maybe it just
okay.
happened earlier than they thought. But anyway,
Let 'em know.
regardless, it is 6 minutes that they have. The first thing he does is go to Victor, and he goes, I was wrong. It's 6 minutes. We don't have 7 hours. Abort the mission. I'm sorry. How are you aborting the mission at this point?
Buddy, this is what I'm talking
you
about.
are all on the space station right away.
This is what I'm talking
And
about.
Victor goes, shields up, and he goes, but Ben is still out there. So one, maybe that's the first guy you tell. Ben, it's going to be in 6 minutes. Get in here right now.
Yes. Don't have a little discussion.
Don't talk to this guy about it.
Who gives a fuck about this guy?
He's in the space station.
Yes.
Get him in. And then Victor goes, then reel him in.
Yes. Yes.
That should absolutely have been the full thing. Victor is so calm under stress here. And he goes, we didn't come all this way to give up on the first glitch. Well, first of all, that's a little flippant. But like, there's nowhere, you can't get in the space shuttle and go back home in 6 minutes. You can't, you are barely being able to get certain people in the space station within the shielded part in 6 minutes. The ethical and right thing to do there is to put the shields up, protect as many people as you can.
Thank you. I'm so mad I'm hitting tables on the side.
Rebecca's flipping tables here.
My arms are everywhere. I can't. You're absolutely right. That drove me fucking crazy when they were like, abort the mission. I was like, that's what you're doing. That's like, reel him in. That's all you can do. He's like, well, we can't abort. And it's like, well, yeah, because they made it sound like he was saying we can't abort because of money, but he's really saying we can't abort because we can't abort. Like, there's 6 minutes.
Abort to where?
Yeah. Pull him in. We'll do the best we can. Okay. There's actually a lot of risks to going to space.
Yes.
And sometimes, you have to sacrifice one for the other, like 4. You know what I mean?
Yes, and probably too, because even Johnny Storm, who was out there, he wasn't outside, but he was there at the airlock with Ben, probably wouldn't have made it back either. But you could have protected Sue, you could have protected Reed, and you could have protected Victor. Although, as we learn, the shields do nothing.
They do nothing.
Oh my God!
This whole point doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but yeah, it doesn't. That scene to me it made me so mad because I was like, this doesn't make any abort what? Sue, run to what? You're not even, you have, it's like a 10-minute fucking run to get there.
Yeah.
You're doing nothing. You're just sacrificing yourself for 0. Okay, why are you running towards the gun? You don't have a gun.
I think Victor Von Doom conducted himself admirably in a very hard situation.
Perfectly. No notes. And normally, we got to squeeze in a little, well, then this thing was kind of bad. No notes on that. He ran that flawlessly.
Yeah. And now I do feel like we need to rewind again
to
like right before all this goes down, where he is proposing to Sue Storm.
Yes.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
In what sense?
Well, the fact that he believes that they have a relationship that is strong and has gone on long enough that a marriage proposal would be appropriate.
Yes.
Says a lot about
Their relationship,
right?
And also,
and then, but later in the movie, she says there was never a me and Victor. Everyone knew there was a me, you, and Victor. Ben knew there was you and Victor. Reeds knew there was a you and Victor. Victor thought there was a you and Victor.
That line sent me. Because also, in my opinion, he was really down for the commitment because also that's what she wants. That's why she broke up with Reed, because he was unwilling to commit to her on any larger level than just
moving
being
in.
Yeah, all she wanted to do was she was like, I want to move in. So he was like, you know what? You seem like you like serious steps in relationships. I'm going to show you a serious step in a relationship.
I'm going to propose to you on a space station? Sorry,
that's
pretty fucking good.
The billionaires have ruined it a little bit, but in 2005, Rebecca, pussy wet. Pussy wet. Okay, it's on. It's a yes. Space station. And not public. Okay, it's the best of both. It's everything.
Honestly, one of the least public proposals you could possibly have. My backyard was more public than a space station.
Paradise. Okay, that's the perfect proposal. That's the perfect 2005 proposal. Absolutely. That's a hard yes from me.
Yeah, if I can see the curve of the Earth, it's a hard yes.
Oh yeah. If we can see the curve of the Earth, we're about to see the curve of your dick. All right, get it out. Get it out. All right, let's go. Ooh, yeah, that's a something. Absolutely.
Sorry, I just need someone to edit Rebecca into that scene. Oh! Instead of like quiet, demure Jessica Alba, sort of like being like, ooh, this is a bit of a mistake. I'd just Rebecca being like, hubba. See the size of that rock? And not just talking about the one out the window. That's the moon. I'm talking about this diamond.
Like a cartoon dog, my legs just going.
Get it, Von Doomy.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. Yes.
Tonight we do it without the shields.
Yes, Craig! Oh, yes! I love that. That's good. That's solid. That's solid work. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, goddamn. Tonight we do it without the shield. I love you so much, Craig. I love you.
It was there. It was there.
Good.
It was there
it's
for
good.
the taking.
Awesome.
So Victor does everything right within like that 10 minutes. Of the movie, and even I think probably in his life that was 10 minutes.
Yes. He does everything correctly. He sends a bunch of flowers, and it's supposed to be this whole thing where he's like, oh no, he sent her one of these bouquets she's allergic to. And it's like, yeah, I think he probably just called them and said, send over all the flowers. I think that's okay.
Yeah. And
I think it's all right.
And honestly, a guy like that, sending flowers personally instead of through an assistant.
Yeah.
Admirable.
I think you're fine.
He, by the way, also puts them up in his like rehabilitation hospital when they get back.
Oh, fine. State of the art.
State of the art.
In America.
Yeah.
That's a bill if I've ever seen one.
That's a bill. And it's nice. Like they've got catered meals. They've got their own private rooms.
And this is after everything got destroyed too. Like he's in board meetings and they're like, we're going to hang you by your balls. And he's like, oh no, my company's ruined. And he's still like, no, but I'll make sure you're all right.
Yeah, I'll make sure you're fine. And this is the part that really pisses me off. So they start, the team, the Fantastic Four, if you will, start discovering that they have superpowers and that they have been very adversely affected, as far as they know, by the events that happened on there. And at no point do any of them go to Von Doom and be like, listen, we're experiencing this as the only other guy on this space station. Do you think you should also get checked out?
Not a phone call?
Not a phone call.
Not a postcard? They said nothing to this man. No help, no hello, no nothing. Garbage. Garbage people.
FYI.
We
have superpowers.
This man is rocks.
This
This man is rocks. Are you all right?
Maybe we should reevaluate our assumptions as what was
Sweet
possible.
Jesus.
Maybe a dosimeter reading on you or something, because clearly the shield did not work.
Blown away.
Another fuck up by Reeds, by the way.
Yes.
The shield will save us. Well, it didn't.
You didn't calculate that correct.
Nope.
Okay, that was we missed another decimal. Okay.
So many decimals.
So many decimals, man. They're really important. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
They are very, very important in math and science.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then without telling him anything,
Nope.
Sue Storm just takes off with her ex.
Yep.
To go find the Thing, who's like storming around Manhattan for some stupid reason.
And then they go to his shitty lab instead of going, hey, you have all the money in the world. Maybe you have some better equipment than we have. Can we do this here? Seems like maybe we've got a bit of a team going.
And by the way, it seems like that is also in the spirit of their original deal, which is that he gets 75% of things. Like, his space station is ruined. I mean, I guess the space shuttle isn't because they got back, but like, the experiment went wrong. He's losing all this money because investors are jumping ship. And the only tangible information that they can get from this experiment is what happened to these people.
Yes. You're the experiment now.
Yes, unfortunately, but yes, like, it's not ethical to test on people, but if things happen to people,
then you want to run some tests.
You can run some tests, right? Like, it's like the guy who got the railway spike through his head, and you're like, well, you could never damage somebody's brain like that on purpose. But since his brain's been damaged like this, let's figure out how the brain affects behavior.
Okay, yeah. I hope you're referring to a real thing.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Okay, I was like, that was quite the pull.
Apparently, he was very nice, and then he got a railway spike through his head in the 1800s, miraculously survived, like right through his head.
Damn.
And then was very mean and short-tempered. And
I think I'd be mean too.
I think so too. Yeah.
Even if it didn't hit anything major, I'd be like, well, now I hate it. Yeah. I hate it here.
Yeah. And how do we know that any of these? How do you know that the Von Doom's thing didn't fry his brain as well?
Okay, and that is what I want. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, because my big thing here is that he obviously turns. He takes a turn out of nowhere because all of his like bad doings, I'm gonna argue, are mostly musical cues. Okay, like most of the things out of his mouth are pretty fucking normal. Okay,
yeah,
he says pretty normal things. He's not that he's just like a normal businessman. Okay, I really think if you're taking a bunch of electricity to the dome, you're cooked.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, and how I'm going to justify him going on like a little bit of a murder spree. Not really, like a couple of people here and there.
A few people.
A couple of people. Now, one of those
innocent people.
Okay, I'm going to argue for one of those. The one guy that's like, I think you should go get checked. Like, we got to call the Center for Disease Control. And he kills him. I'm like, I don't know if that guy shouldn't have got. Okay.
No.
But again, I'm going to blame the electricity on that, Your Honor. Okay. But the second one is the head of the board. Okay. And he's like, we're going to take our money elsewhere. I actually don't think billionaire on billionaire crime is a problem.
No.
Let the cockroaches eat each other. Okay, I actually have no problem. I felt nothing when that man died. I was like, good, one less. Okay, done. All right.
Let's just let them sort each other out.
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
I think he did kill a guard to steal, and again, not even a super powered weapon, a literal rocket launcher.
No, this man is
a rocket.
And this is why I think he has electrical damage, because like if he was really like, if he took this big turn of like, I'm going to take over the world or whatever, he's out for like a personal, he's basically just trying to, key his ex's car at this point, only in like a superhero way. Okay. And I want to go back here a little bit because I genuinely think if one of them had called him and said, like, if we were mapping this out like real world, like playing it out for realsies, if one of them called him and was like, hey, we're going to come in and use your labs. Are you okay? Are you having any side effects? Because we are, and we should look into this. It'd be the Fantastic Five.
Yep.
It would be the Fantastic Five so fast. Okay. I think this guy just needed a little love and attention. Didn't need to get blown off by his fucking, who he wanted to make his fiance. Okay. Her ex comes to town. All of a sudden, I don't exist. Okay.
And her brother as well.
My business is going to the ground and you don't even know about it. You haven't even sent a phone call, nothing.
You didn't even tell me you were going to his lab.
Garbage.
He shows up there and he's like, "Oh,
you're sleeping there."
Yeah. Oh,
garbage.
I'm just crashing here now. Oh, with your ex that just ruined my. No.
Nope.
Not even a phone call. Not even.
Shut it down.
Not even a hey. No.
No. I honestly, this has been one of these movies where I'm like, no, this is the easiest argument I've ever had. Okay.
Also, the idea of doing it in Manhattan is very dumb too. Because at various points, like Johnny Storm, like Human Torch, is like, actually, you can get so hot that you might set the atmosphere on fire. Maybe then don't do that in Manhattan.
Yeah, go somewhere else.
Thank you.
Go get away from the population, because you actually, and none of them actually know any of the limits of their powers.
No.
So it's like, yeah, you're rubber, but to what? Like, what, maybe you also can do other things. Sue Storm starts slowly figuring it out. I love it and I hate it at the same time, how quickly they seem to understand their powers.
Yeah.
Because I hate it because I think, there's no fucking chance this is how any of this happens. Except for the rock guy, because his thing is just, I'm big and I'm rocks.
Yeah.
And you can shoot me and nothing will happen. So I get that one. Okay, you don't really have a lot to figure out. You're strong. Okay, you're strong and you're big. Okay, you're good. We got it. Okay, you're heavy. You can't hold glasses anymore. But Sue Storm, what's their brother's name again? I can't remember.
Johnny Storm. Human Torch.
Yeah. Johnny, Sue, and Reed. I go, you guys don't know. You don't know.
No.
So, and you're just out walking around through the population. Okay, which I want to get to some points against these motherfuckers. Okay, to not just harp on how much I think Doom is right, to harp on how much I think these fucks are wrong. Okay, because number one of the bigger things we watch is we've got Rockman, the Thing. We've got the Thing, and he's sitting on a bridge and he's about to watch a guy that's going to kill himself. Okay, and obviously any person, regardless, would try and do something about that, but he does such a poor job that he 100% gets a bunch of people killed.
Yeah, big explosion.
There's a big explosion. There's a fire truck off the fucking, off the bridge. Millions of dollars of damage.
Yes.
Millions of dollars. And it's like, maybe next time, just let that person do what they were there to do. I don't know.
I also feel like it demonstrates that scene in particular demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of how fast traffic can move on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Like, I don't deny that, like, you could spill, like, compressed gas canisters onto the road. That's fine.
No, cars were like flipping.
Yeah. A fire truck was moving so fast,
and then
it slid out and broke through the barrier and fell. Like, no. Again, I'm not from New York City. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm from Toronto, and we have some of the worst traffic in North America here. Easily. And let me tell you, a few years ago, they were like, oh, well, on residential streets, we want to lower the default speed limit from like 50 kilometers an hour down to 30. And everyone was like up in arms and they're like, oh my God, how are we going to get anywhere? It's like, that's so slow. And I was like, oh, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one's going over 30 anyway. On these residential streets during rush hour. Like I'm outpaced by grannies in walkers. Yeah. What totally. people I have outwalked a bus before in the city. So like New York's got to be similarly as jammed up, even on the Brooklyn Bridge, you know? Nobody's going crazy speeds on the Brooklyn Bridge to the point where you go like, I know this is audio and you're not going to see it, so just like, whoa! Where they're swinging the wheel back and forth 180 degrees.
Good Lord. No, okay, and it's actually, that scene in particular is genuinely one of my least favorite scenes in the movie, because they set up this thing where Sue Storm has to use her invisibility to get by the crowd, but then Reed and Johnny join her right away, and there's no purpose for it. And I was like, if we need to get Jessica Alba in her underwear, we need to do a little better writing than that. I'm sorry, boys. As much as I love it, and we love it as a population, okay, she's smoking hot, she's very attractive woman. We are gonna need to do better than that, because that scene, if you watch it and just pay attention, it makes no fucking sense.
No,
even a little bit. It enrages me. I
honestly watched and I was like, I thought maybe I had missed an intermittent scene.
No, you did not. You did not. Now, whether they cut something is different. They might have cut a scene to make that make more sense. And they're like, nobody will care. And it's like, no, I care so much. I couldn't even describe to you how much I care about that. My main issue with this movie is that I think it was written by somebody that doesn't understand not one woman. Because here's the thing. Okay, so I would say number one, we've got Sue Storm. That's our main woman, right? Okay, she is really into this Reed guy who's fucking bullshit. She blows off a billionaire, no reason. You know what I mean? Like, just like
someone really she clearly has a relationship with.
Weird energy on her. Okay, but whatever. Okay, we can maybe get past that. We're plot pointing, whatever. Okay, second woman I would like to zoom in on here is the nurse that's immediately like, oh my God, yeah, I'll totally go skiing with you. Insane behavior. Okay,
especially a nurse who just took his temperature and found he was over 200 degrees.
Yeah, I've got some questions. Okay, actually, we're gonna secure you here. If you will not, you will be detained. Okay, because I have to call the CDC now. Okay, something's going down here. So that too, that whole scene where he blows like into a ball of fire, gets into the snow, and then is like, join me? No, you were just on fire. Okay, I don't think they understand what woman number 3. Okay, we get to the Thing's wife. Okay, who, first of all, comes outside. No woman on this planet, okay, with her head on right, would go outside in the streets of Manhattan in her nightie. Okay, this woman's throwing on a pair of jeans, I promise you, if she's forced to go outside. Okay, no one would ever wear that.
We need a scene where she's backwards on her bed, pulling up the pants.
I'm almost there. I'm coming. Okay.
Give me a minute.
No, I can't. Maybe I'm wrong.
One of Ben's oversized hoodie sweatshirt.
I don't live in Manhattan. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think it was a weird choice stylistically. Okay. Then she, instead of handing her ring she just shakes her head at the scene and puts her ring on the ground and leaves. I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird too. Okay. And then we get to, and this is my least favorite thing of this movie. It honestly is the message here being like, hey, if you're ugly, don't worry, there's blind chicks. It's an insane point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a weird thing that happens.
He really loved his wife.
Yes!
And you're like, oh, she abandons him at the drop of a hat.
Drop of a hat abandons him, which I don't believe as a plot line. Okay,
No.
Especially because he's so into her and they seem to have such a good relationship.
Exactly. I can see long term it being hard, and there's like adjustments that you can't make, and that changes the dynamic of your relationship. And like 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, they're broken up because of what, and rooted on what happened. But it's not going to be I run from you in horror at the first sight of you. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think he approached that well. I think the move is, you have her come to the hospital.
Oh yeah, meet me at the hospital for sure.
And you have a doctor go like, listen,
this is what happened.
This is what's happened. So I need you to prepare yourself.
Yes.
And then go in, and she's going to cry, and it's going to be bad, but you're going to be there for it. Not show up and jump out of the bushes at her.
It was crazy. It was crazy
That's
talk.
not the right way to deal with that.
And then he ends up with a woman that he has no prior established relationship with. And this is like, I think this is within days.
Yeah, I think they're working on the cure for a while.
Okay,
but
maybe.
Yeah.
It just feels like it was days, and I was like, this turnaround so fast.
It is.
It doesn't feel like any woman is well written out here.
And it's also that like the whole movie, it's largely Ben's movie from a plot point, right? Where it's like all the other people have gotten these really cool skills that by no means inhibit their hotness. Like Reed Richards, if anything, improved a little because he got those little gray streaks on the side, which, not for everyone, but it works. And Ben was turned into rock.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, oh no, I'm super hot and I can disappear when I want to. Or like, I'm literally super hot and I can fly, right? Mm-hmm. I can make any part of my body bigger. I'm rocks.
Wait, I would love to circle back to I can make any part of my body bigger. Because at one point they're interviewing him and they're like, oh, we heard that you can make any, and there's like this innuendo here of like, oh, we heard you can like stretch out. But it's like, yes, ladies, I'm going to need you to hear that. All he's doing is stretching the same amount of material out, okay? That's linguini dick, okay? That's the best you're going to get out of that, okay? This is the implications here are not as great as you think they are.
Not to get too scientific on you, but that's what we call the Poisson's ratio. It's
perfect.
No,
it's a perfect name.
It's how things stretch in different ways in different directions. So like some materials will stretch better one way than the other, and that's how you account for that.
Fucked by a piece of thread. Like
you double it up.
Well, yeah. He calls it threading the needle.
You fold it back. You fold it back on itself a few times.
We talk about dicks a surprising amount on this podcast. It just comes up. And we're obsessed. We're obsessed.
As we said, this is a caffeine-fueled heat stroke.
It really is.
I am honestly sweating so hard my pores are hurting right now.
We're just getting
squeezing something
redder and redder and redder as a collective unit. Guys, you got to check out these videos. It is. Yeah. We are getting fucking moist up in this bitch.
But speaking of him getting sorry, Ben. It's largely Ben's movie. He gets cured at the end. Victor gives him exactly what he wants.
He really does. He goes, I want to be cured. And he goes, yeah. And then he goes, whoa, you just did that to get me out of the way. And it's like, yeah, but who cares? This is what you wanted. You were begging for it. You wanted to get your own self out of the way. Why does this matter? This can't matter to you.
Yeah, just let him blow up Reed Richards with a rocket launcher now.
Yeah.
And then he turns himself back into the thing to protect Reed and is suddenly okay with it. He's like, yeah, we'll work real hard on getting you switched back, bud. And he's like, no, actually, I like it like this now. No, you don't. You don't.
You don't. You have to get specialty beds. You
can't take elevators.
Yeah, you have to live in a bungalow. Okay, you can't go up other floors, okay, especially in any house that's been built after, I would say, 85.
No.
Okay, you're done.
No.
It is, yeah.
The Thing and Doom get it so much worse than anybody else.
Truly.
And nobody understands why they're pissed off about it.
Because
right?
looks matter.
And the guy playing Doom, good looking guy,
He's a good looking guy.
Julian McMahon, very, very good looking guy.
Yeah.
And his face is melting off and turning into metal.
Yeah. Although I do think that one is I think it's better to be metal than to be rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'd rather be metal and be able to control electricity than rocks and be strong.
Absolutely.
And not being able to take an elevator. That's in Manhattan.
Although, how many walls would you? I would run through so many walls. That would be the way I enter every building.
True.
I would be causing. It would be. I would become a villain so fucking fast. It would take nothing, Craig, but only to buildings. You know what I mean? Like just running through walls. I'd even get somebody to go in and check and make sure nobody's in there first.
Can we clear this area?
Can we clear this
area?
This little area
Just around
here? Just around here. Why? I can't explain. I've been hired.
Tape it off.
Somebody Craig's-listed me, and now I'm here. That's all I can really say. Okay.
I love that. And also, I also very quickly do want to touch on the way that they defeat Victor.
Yes.
Because they say, and this wouldn't it doesn't bother me when they say what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning. Same thing that happens to every thing, it dies. You know, that's the X-Men line. It doesn't bother me at all. It's fine. But when you say, do you know what happens when you superheat metal and put water on it? Well, not what happened to him. That's not what happens. That's not what happens to metal.
Choking on it. Well, that's what we watched is not what happens.
Yeah, they're like, it freezes them in place like it's liquid nitrogen. No. It makes the metal harder. It's called annealing. We've known about it since the Middle Ages. It stops.
So funny. Not what we watched.
No, that's not. It doesn't freeze you in place. It makes it a tougher metal. It allows it to have more impact resistance because it quenches the size of the little grains aren't as big.
This is really what I was looking forward to coming in here because I was like, some of this is off. Yes. Some of this is off. I know it's off, and I know Craig's going to explain to me why it's off. I don't know if you know. I like that.
I don't know if you know this. Rocks can't beat. They do an X-ray of the thing, and they show a beating rock hard. I was like, that's not... Pretty sure that's not how that works. Pretty sure you can't be invisible. Anyway, but I have no problem with that stuff.
No. Yeah, you're like, but that's not. If you're going to claim something happens because you're a scientist.
Thank you.
Yes, I think that is where you're allowed to draw a line. Most certainly.
Yeah. You just stop the grain boundaries from expanding. Is what you did.
I would also love to briefly talk about how much of a fucking dick Johnny is.
Yeah.
He's the worst. He's absolutely the worst. And it's supposed to be this whole like, oh no, but I'm a lovable playboy. I'm a lovable playboy. And okay, there's a certain amount of it I can buy into, okay? I can buy into you don't want to be cooped up. I can buy into
my sister and her boyfriend.
Yes, okay. I don't want to be cooped up with people. I can buy into I want to like I'm a fucking comic. I can be into like I want to be showy and I want applause, okay? I totally understand all that sort of thing. Him constantly bullying the Thing, I found so grating and I hated it. Yeah. It made me so mad because especially like the first one he does before Ben changes into the Thing. When he's like, oh, like we got the best cosmetic surgeons. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, there's nothing I can say to prepare you for this. That is such a fucked thing to say to somebody waking up in a hospital bed. It made me enraged. I was like, you're immediately on. It's not. Yeah. It's not funny. It's not a little prank. It's not charming. It's not you being a rascal. I hate it.
Yes.
You're a dick.
He says to Ben, well, every team needs its mascot. I'm sorry, what? The mascot? The mascot. But Ben is the equivalent of somebody on your team being a burn victim. You know?
Oh, God. No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that, it's like, hey, let's make fun of him for the fact that he was the one that was horribly disfigured.
It's weird. It's a weird energy, and I hated it the whole time.
And again, the hotness of everybody else was preserved. Enhanced even.
Yes, except for I strongly believe that making Jessica Alba a blonde is a crime. It's a crime, Craig. Because I get it. They were really trying to make them look like their siblings. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'll buy into their siblings.
Siblings can have different color hair.
Yes, okay? Blonde. She is a gorgeous. I can't. I was just so. It makes me so mad.
I have so few opinions on this, and this is really great to hear.
It really made me mad. It just made me mad to watch her because I was like, no, you're most beautiful when you're closest to your truest self. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I felt like they even tried to make her look, lighter in like skin tone, and I was like, this bothers me. This bothers me. This bothers me. This bothers me.
Yeah.
You're so hot, please. Oh my God, she was the standard. Do you understand? Like, I know that women gave people eating disorders. I know it. Okay.
Sorry, that's not funny.
No, but it is. It's true. It's true. Okay. It was her and low-rise jeans. That was it.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Good Lord. Anyway.
Well, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday, a Jessica Alba poster.
Oh, not one you want to get back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not gross. I just think she's hot. She's a very hot woman. Okay, she's killing. And this was like the height of her hotness. You know what I mean?
2005. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God, man. I always think of Honey. I love movies where the lead is just like, she's revolutionizing dance, and it's like, she most certainly is not.
But I'm here for what I'm here for what she's doing.
Yep, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Is she revolutionizing dance, or is she just hot?
Is she just hot, and who cares? And I'm okay with that.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
It makes me laugh so hard. That and Save the Last Dance. Oh my God! When not Jessica Alba, but fucking Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
That dance makes me laugh so hard every time I watch it now. Her last dance where she's like, this is for Juilliard, and I'm mixing ballet and hip hop, and it's horrible. It is horribly done. It makes me laugh so hard. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I'll just go watch that dance. It makes me so happy.
Could be worse, Rebecca. Could be worse.
Oh, it just makes me believe in myself. You know what I mean? When you watch something bad and you're like, I believe this was a smash hit. I can do it. I can make it.
I can do anything I want.
Yes. Anyway, to say, yeah, Johnny's the fucking worst. He sucks. And I get it. Like, I needed 10% less of douchery from him.
Yeah, 10% less sad.
Because him going out and doing, you know what I mean? He's doing, stunts at a stunt show. I can buy into that. I can buy into some of these things that he's like, oh, I'm a rascal. I'm always getting into it. I'm getting into I'm the younger brother. I'm getting into shit.
Make fun of Sue. She's your sister.
She is your sister.
Make fun of Reeds. He's your sister's ex.
Yeah.
You should be
on
dunking on him.
I dunk on him so hard.
Oh, where's the decimal place, Reed?
Yeah. That'd be the whole movie. I mean, like, you can't even do math. Can't even do math.
He's just putting microwave popcorn. It's like, you sure got the decimal place there, right,
Yeah.
Reeds? You sure?
You know what? The only place where Doom was wrong was when he said Reed's always right.
Reeds was consistently wrong.
He was consistently wrong through the whole... Doesn't even know how metal acts.
Right? Come on, these are material scientists. They know that.
Oh, it's my favorite. Anyway, honestly, as much as I'm dunking on it, it wasn't that bad.
No,
it wasn't that bad of a watch. And I don't know if that's maybe nostalgia speaking. But I do think it misses some of the stuff that I think we do wrong in recent movies where there's too much backstory, especially when it's an ensemble, when it's like, we're a team. I cannot stand it when I am watching a movie where it's like, we're all superheroes and we're going to be a team, and it takes them the whole movie to get together. And I mean, arguably, this movie is doing a bit of that, but they're still together the whole time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're still hanging out. They're arguing and they're having conflict, and maybe they're not like a true team, but they're still working it out. They're getting their powers together. We're figuring it out. That's most of the movie.
Yep.
Instead of me watching it like Madam Web. There you go. You know what I mean? Where I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, can we just get to the good thing? Like, you showed us something cool and then never did it.
The cool part was just a dream.
Yes! Why? Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, this is fine.
It's honestly truly fine. It's got I would say, And I like the soundtrack feels very right for the time.
Yeah, it's very 2005.
It's very right for the time.
Yeah.
It feels correct. I think they did that correctly. I like the outfits. I think they do, there's a good chunk of things they do right in this movie, and there's a good chunk of things where I'm like, we needed a second draft on that bad boy.
The practical effects on the Thing look amazing.
They do look amazing.
And they still hold up now.
They do.
There's a few Mr. Fantastic stuff that's like kind of iffy, but doing the Thing practically, he looks great.
Valid.
Love it. Chickless is going to the mats on this one.
Yep. I think we did it. There we are. Here we have arrived. It is now time to rank that villain. What do you got, Craig?
So I've got the definitive group number scale.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic. That would be 4. But so from the game Uno, the definitive group of 1, all the way up to the Hateful 8.
Great.
I'm going to give Dr. Doom a Five Guys burger and fries because it's not small fries. There's some real substance to his beef.
Yeah, but he's not cheap either.
He's not cheap either. He put the money forward.
You're gonna need some dollarinos.
Yeah.
I am doing the things that shouldn't be in space scale.
Love it.
So from garbage, which apparently there's
it's a big problem.
It's space garbage is actually a big problem. I don't know if you know that. All the way up to Katy Perry, the obvious choice. I'm gonna give our villain a fart. Okay. I think that's kind of, I think he's right. That is where we should be putting farts. Okay, let's just send them up there. And the beautiful thing about farting in space is you're probably the only one that you're smelling your own delt. Okay,
yep, that's true.
You're great. Okay, I think he's great. I think he's justified, and I think it's good. Send
Von
those
Doom.
farts to space.
Von Doomy, everybody. He was right.
I just couldn't stop that because I feel like a fart in space is like an old saying.
Yeah.
He's like a fart in space. Anyway, moving along. I'm losing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Team, as always, there's a couple ways you can help out the podcast. If you would like to follow us, you can follow us on any platform of your choosing, except for X, because fuck that. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. Okay. And you can email us at villainwasright@gmail.com. This was an audience suggestion. Like, honestly, every movie we do is an audience suggestion. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
The list is, I have talked to so many people that are like, how could you be going for this long? Surely you've run out of movies. I'm like, I couldn't even begin to get through the list we still haven't gone through.
Yeah.
Okay, it is piling up, but still, we're still down for more. I want more. Send more, because sometimes we get one that's just, I'm like, oh, that's
Chef's kiss.
Delectable. So, and, as always, if you got a couple of bucks.
Yeah, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/thevillainwasright. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you get to support the artists that you like, and hopefully that's us, and in exchange get some amazing benefits. Like at $1 a month, you get ad-free episodes 2 days early. So if you want to listen on Tuesdays, because that's when your commute is the worst, you can do that instead and without ads. We also have a tier for audience choice episodes, and our top tier, $7 a month, gets you 2 bonus episodes every month where we talk about things where the villain wasn't right. So this month for the podcast, Rebecca has chosen to do Nukem High, or Class of Nukem High, which is an insane movie. It's
an
very,
acid
very
trip. It's an
very,
acid
very
trip.
bad.
It's very, very bad.
So if you want to hear us lose our minds about that, head on over to Patreon. You get access to that and over 140 other bonus episodes. So no dearth of content there.
You get the whole back catalog, baby.
That's right.
It is. You could really fill an afternoon with that bad boy.
So Villain was right at on Patreon. Thank you so much to everyone who supports us on there already. Thank you to any new members. And now it is time for our heroes and villains of the week. I've got a very small villain this week, and that is literal. These are very, very small villains.
Okay.
Which is
great.
My villain of this week is Clover Mites.
What on earth?
are clover mites. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked because I
Yes.
had to Google it myself. So I have been going out in my backyard, and it's like, when the sun's out and the temperature's nice, I just try and be outside as much as I can and do work and whatnot. So I would like sit back there and I'd get my laptop out and open it up and start working. And within seconds, all of a sudden, all over my screen, all over my hands, my legs, everything, there's all these like microscopic, tiny, like red little spiders.
Hate that.
Hate that.
Hate that.
Hate that. And these guys, and like I looked them up, and sure enough, they're clover mites is what they're called, and they're not dangerous to people. They're not carry disease. They don't bite you. They don't anything. Right? They're nothing. They're just there. But the most annoying thing about these creatures is they're so small. Like you swear to God, like you look at your hand, and you're like, is a little freckle moving? Like it's insanely small. But like you try and blow them off of your screen or like something like that, and they don't move. You can't move them with like blowing. So you go, okay, so I'm just going to gently whisk them away. I'm not swatting at them or anything. You touch these things at all, and they just explode into this red streak across everything. So you just try and flick it off your hand, and it's just red streak right across your hand. It just like explodes. It just dies and leaves like a red skid mark over everything. So my computer screen has a red skid on it because I just try and gently push them out of the way, and they just go
Hilarious.
all over, and they don't bite or sting, but they tickle a little bit while they're on you, and it's driving me crazy. Apparently they're not harmless. I don't know. Maybe is there something that eats them? That would be great.
Ah,
my thought is ladybugs, but I don't know. Anyway, but they're just out there all the time. And they get on.
Now I learned something new.
Yeah.
Hey.
If you see those little red spiders, and you're like, nope, those are mites.
Clover
actually.
mites.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're just annoying. There's nothing. They're just annoying.
Okay, that's a good villain. Yeah, valid villain. I think we've had bugs more than once.
Yeah. They're called that for a reason.
Yes, absolutely. I will tell you. So my villain, because this movie came out in a time in my life. You know what I mean? And so my villain of the week is magazine articles. Okay, from the 2000s. Okay, because those were going hard. Cosmo, 17, whatever you were buying. Okay. That shit was fucking bananas. Like, I remember, and I'm sure they still have some sort of version of it. Well, I think it's all just TikTok bullshit now, but they're like, what does the end of your lipstick say about your personality? All that kind of shit. You know what I mean? That was the stuff we were reading, Craig. I know. It's crazy. But one in particular, and I'm sorry if I've already told this, but this was one of my favorite bad things that happened, is I read, and this is so not a thing, like I really, really need you to know this is so not a thing. I was led astray, okay? I read that there was an article about how, like, basically like cheap makeup tips, okay? And one of them said that Kool-Aid makes a really great lip stain. And I need to tell you, as somebody that tried that, it does not. And I still very much had to go to school because I thought, let's whip it out in the morning. You know what I mean? For the boys, okay? That's where I'm going to show off. And I put it on my lips. It's bad, Craig. It's bad.
You've been drinking a lot of Kool-Aid?
Like, I wish it looked like because at least that would be explicable. Like, I could explain that to a motherfucker, okay? It looked patchy and fucked up, and you know what it looked like? It looked like I was wine drunk. Okay, that's what it looked like. It looked like I had been drinking wine all morning. It did not look like I had been drinking Kool-Aid. And you know, I'm scrubbing my lips. I'm trying to get it off. It's not coming off. I like put on some gloss over it and go. And you know when you're like convincing yourself it's fine, nobody's gonna notice. It'll be fine. I swear to God, my butt hadn't hit seat before somebody was like, "What the fuck's going on with your lips?" I was like, just fucking dead, dude. It was so embarrassing. Oh my God, I think about that every once in a while.
Just trying a new thing and it didn't work, and I'm sorry.
I think eventually, by the end of the day, it had worn off. But fucking hell was that bad, man. It was a bad choice. I was making some real bad decisions. I still do.
We all do.
I still do, to be honest with you. But, here we are. Anyway, that does it. That does it for us here. As always, you can follow me at Rebecca Reeds on any platform of your choosing.
And follow me at Craig Faye Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, craigfaye.com for show dates.
And next week we are covering, and again, another audience request, and it is going to be a dandy. We are covering theater camp. Okay, so check that out next week. And this is The Villain Was Right, reminding you that he would actually just have linguini dick.
The Villain Was Right was produced by Andrew Ivimey for the From Superheroes Network. For more great podcasts like this, as well as YouTube series, webcomics, and so much more, visit FromSuperheroes.com.